I'll start that. You start that. Well.
All right, welcome to the live showing of Learn Me Something podcast. Take it away.
Welcome to Learn Me Something.
This is so awesome and weird, having a bunch, like 30 people at my parents' house sitting and watching us sit at a table. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
We do not have enough important things to say to be up here.
Yeah, so thanks for feeling like that you enjoy our podcast enough to come and sit for probably 3 hours, hour and a half, to come and listen to us talk.
Right. Yeah, you guys don't have Monday plans, right?
Yeah, this is going straight through the night.
We're doing a part one, a part two.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the people that could not come. The majority of our listener base is not in this town or country. That's not true. The majority of our listeners live here. But some live out of the country. Some are homesick. Shout out to Ellie, who really wanted to be here.
Yeah,
but
wish she could be here.
Not.
That's okay. We'll do another one sometime, hopefully, and she can make it. And shout out to all our patrons. We have the few, the proud, unpirates, as we called them last episode. So thanks for supporting the show. And thanks all of you again for coming. It's really, really cool that you're here.
Woo! Okay, quick spiel. If this is your first time listening, which we have some first-time listeners in the room, this is a competitive podcast. Josiah and I, every couple weeks, bring a topic to the table. We present it to each other. The loser has to do a punishment, and that is voted on by the people, for the people, through our social media. And so tonight's going to be a good night.
Yeah.
Josiah lost the last episode.
I did.
And how was that?
So the punishment for losing the last episode was that I could not go and use my bathroom for 24 hours, which I just live right over there. So I thought, it's just fine, I can come over to my parents' house. But I thought that would be cheating, so I didn't do that. So I got familiar with the Target bathroom. And at one point, I was like, I can do it, but it just hit me, and I was like, I gotta go. So basically I did it for 2 days because I had to restart. So that was dumb. But is the difference between doing it again or pooping your pants? And I thought I made the choice and I did it. So
Josiah, can I ask why you chose the Target bathroom of all the bathrooms out there?
Yeah, I thought. Well, I've probably never been in there. I don't.
So it was fresh territory.
Yeah, a little adventure.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I was up for some adventure, and I didn't know what it was like. It seemed like it would be nice.
Was
I
it?
just kind of no. It had It could be nice. Like I feel like when they made it, it was super nice, but it's kind of gone downhill.
Man,
I'm assuming. So it was fine. Is there other places that would have been better?
Then Target? That would have been my first pick, I think. That would have been my wife Mallory's first pick.
Is she even here? Spot.
Oh, okay.
I think she left, actually.
She helped set up and headed home.
It's too late.
She's hiding in the back. Yeah. Well, good job going to the bathroom.
Thank you.
In odd places. I don't know how to transition out of that.
I just, it made me feel like what it's probably like to be homeless, because that's not something you have to think about a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have to think about where to go to the bathroom.
Did you feel punished?
Kinda.
Okay, then it was a good punishment.
Like 2 out of 10. 1 out of 10.
Oh.
All right.
If
we can start at 0.
Well, that stinks.
I'm okay with it.
You guys should vote for me tonight so that he has to do a more serious one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Shameless plug.
So
okay.
Tonight we're actually going to be doing live voting, and the punishment will take place at the very end after voting. So look forward to that. It's going to be something.
And it's
a
in
doozy.
my opinion, the worst punishment that we've done.
So I'm excited to see how you handle it. So.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What have for our people listening that are not in this room, what have we been doing up to this point of hitting record?
Yeah, you and I have been frantically trying to get everything set up while people have been filling out trivia. So it's all trivia based on past episodes that we've done. Some of them are very, very difficult. So like we do this podcast, and we each only got about half of them. So I hope that makes you feel better.
I had to look up the answers to some of the questions I wrote.
Okay, I didn't do that. I knew the answer to all of mine.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, I mean, I did
Really
too. I
hard.
just wanted to
that was
double
a
check.
flex, man.
Yeah, no big
I
deal.
knew mine.
I got a great memory, so.
Also, this is kind of weird. We always sit across from each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm
Do I talk to the people out here when I'm talking to you, Caleb? Like, Caleb, how are you?
kind of trying not
Yeah,
to look
I,
at them,
I feel like
actually.
I have to talk to both. Okay, so you won the last episode, which
did.
means traditionally you get to choose who presents the topic first this episode.
Yeah. Since this
I'm
is a
looking
new
at my stuff.
experience. Oh, yeah, we've never gotten to see each other's notes before. That's fun. Since this is a new experience, and there are things that can be implemented differently than we normally record, I want you to go first so I can see how you do things. It's the first real in-game advantage I think that we've had.
Okay.
So maybe I can use it in my topic.
Okay. Can we have the people decide?
I love it. Let's go
Yeah?
for it.
We need more.
Josiah is
interaction with
just
the audience.
saying, forget
Well,
that. Let's go.
You gave the option to me,
Wow.
and then I want to give it back to you if the people want it.
Okay. It's an interactive experience.
This is different.
So we'll
you said it
do-
has to be different than we normally do.
Okay,
Like,
well,
we
let
normally
me
don't get
ask the
this many
question, then
people.
maybe I can gear it to be in my favor. For those of you who would like me as the winner of the last episode, according to the traditional rules of Learn Me Something, to be in control of who goes first, please raise your hand.
We got
My mom
3.
and Riley and Alicia.
3.
Okay, so then who do the people want to go first? Raise your hand for Josiah.
Yes.
That is just
Ooh,
the worst.
ooh, I'm sorry.
That's called a power play right
We're never
there.
doing this again.
This is a competitive podcast. I'm pulling out all the stops tonight.
Okay, I'm going first. Deal with it.
Just giving the people what they want.
Here we go. You guys ready? My topic. Blood alone moves the wheels of history. Let that linger.
Pause.
All right, let's jump into my topic. So, I've actually spent the majority of this week looking for a good topic. I couldn't find anything that spoke to me. You know, we're in front of a group of people. Seems like it needed to be interactive. I didn't want to just tell a story or talk about something from history. I'm hoping you are doing one of those too, so it looks bad on you. I wanted to include the audience, and so really my goal was, how can I best engage the audience? So my topic for the day, after a week of looking, is how to best engage an audience. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to attempt to engage an audience by explaining how to engage an audience.
I didn't realize how good it is that I go second. I can learn from your topic, apply it to mine. I feel kind of bad.
We don't even need a laugh track. This is awesome. Wait! I didn't even think about how that could be helpful for you.
Well, okay.
Hopefully I do a bad job.
Everybody wanted you to go first, so.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm not even going to look at you. I'm facing the audience
Okay.
now. Moving
I'll
my
look-
notes
I'll look
and
at
everything.
Chaz.
Josiah and I can watch each other.
Yeah.
There we go.
In favor of an interactive episode, does anyone know where that quote is from? Okay, yeah, I feel like
But
that
you
was
know
going to be
too.
a given.
My mom knows too.
And
Yeah.
who was the person who gave that speech, other than the dictator who actually gave the speech in real life? Dwight Schrute.
Easiest
Okay, I think
question of the
everyone
night.
but probably my parents knew that one. Good.
No? Yeah?
We're off to a good start. This is going really well, you guys. I don't feel weird about this at all. Okay, quick warm-up. Longest speech given by India's finance minister, 1957, V.K. Krishna Menon. He was talking about his position on Kashmir. So there's that information
The
for you.
band. Isn't that a band? Yeah, it's a band.
The fact
They're pretty
checker?
good.
How do you spell cashmere?
With a K.
With a K?
And then
Okay.
guess the rest.
Continue, and I will do the fact check.
Oh, yeah, we have a fact checker. So we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Chaz is our dedicated do everything we don't want to do person tonight, which is awesome.
Yeah,
So
I like
anytime we
having
say
him.
something that you guys want fact check, all you have to do is point at him, and he will go straight to Google and make sure that we're correct.
There's a Kashmir stage band. Their genre is funk and soul,
Knew it.
and they existed as a band from 1968 to 1978. How Josiah knew that is beyond me,
What's
but
the-
congratulations.
What's their top song?
Okay,
Well,
fact check
this
that.
is going to take forever if I keep utilizing
seriously,
the fact checker.
Enough
so.
is enough.
Sorry, Chaz.
Everyone, round of
I
applause
want to
for
talk
Chaz.
to you.
3 different meetings on the subject, 3 consecutive days. Each meeting, he alone spoke, so it was an official speech, an official presentation, and he spoke for about 8 hours each day, as in the Guinness Book of World Records, previously known as the Genius Book of World Records, until I was corrected earlier. The shortest speech, which is not something that you can really actually know for sure, because it could just be a sentence, but I found George Washington's second inaugural address, which was only 135 words. Apparently the first inaugural address was enough for him, and the second one, he just had stuff to do. The worst speech, in my opinion, and this is having done very little research into bad speeches, 2017 Oscars, La La Land was announced as the best picture at the Oscars. And so you can watch this video. It's very, very painful. All the producers and actors and directors come up on stage and they give these heartfelt speeches. You can tell one guy's trying not to cry as he thanks his parents and thanks the audience. And then things start getting a little chaotic behind him as he's doing his speech, and people are looking at envelopes and talking back and forth. And then one guy has to step up and say, I'm sorry, we read the wrong name. The winner was actually a different movie.
Moonlight?
Moonlight. It's on my notes.
I remember that.
So the guys who won gave these heartfelt speeches, and then they had to personally say, oh, actually, Moonlight won, and we did not. So then they walked the trophies over.
I feel like they should do that every time, though, because people have all these speeches that they have ready to go, but you never get to hear them.
Yeah.
So that way you can hear everybody's speech.
Exactly. Everyone should get to
And
go.
then
And then they do the winners.
And then
That's how speeches should work.
And then they announce the winners, and then you go to the next topic.
Maybe in Josiah's world, where airplanes don't actually land.
Also,
they just release the people for efficiency.
I stand by that. Also, I looked it up. Kashmir is a song by Led Zeppelin, so I got to reach into the goofbowl for that one, so I messed up. Do a handstand. Okay.
Oh.
There's a lot of expensive equipment right
Yeah,
here.
go somewhere else.
I'll go against here.
Yay!
Wow, look at that.
Okay, who wrote the handstand goof? That's a Joe King original.
That was good.
Shout out to Joe King, one of our only other guest hosts other than Chaz,
Well, here tonight.
I got you, Joe.
Yeah,
who is actually repping some Learn Me Something
Yeah.
merchandise right now.
looks great. You look great.
Josiah, we have to do our topics or this night will never end. Let's talk about methods. Methods to engage the crowd. These are a lot of things you might know, but they're really important, so we're going to go over them. First thing we need to do is nail the opener. I think I checked that off the list. Got
Yeah.
a good laugh.
They
You
loved
guys
it.
were hooked.
Yeah.
Out of 10, let's do a quick hand raise. My mom
10.
says
I'm seeing
10.
tens. I'm seeing 6,
Okay.
8
Wow.
or 10.
Some tough crowd. Okay.
Wow, everything
They
above.
might not vote for me. They might not
see
vote
2.
for me.
I saw 2 that got changed to a 7.
Quick show of hands. Who here is participating in this quick show of hands? Yes! Sweet. So that leads me to part 2 of engaging the audience, which is audience participation. Thank you guys so much for jumping in and helping out. Josiah, this is a weird
This
topic.
is a great
This
audience.
is whack.
They're doing a great job.
Okay, next thing it says, in order of events, when you start a presentation or you start to engage a crowd, first you want to capture their attention, right? Then you want to get them involved. You want to have them participate in something, and you guys have done that. None of you are sleeping yet. The next thing you want to do is ask a question to get you thinking. So, Josiah, why don't you tell us some of your speech history? Good speeches, bad speeches, any presentation?
Only bad speech. I don't think I have a good speech that I could share about.
Okay, well, bad speeches.
Those are the worst days of my life in high school.
I remember you did a Twitter feed once for a book.
Oh, Does that count as a speech? I guess that was a presentation.
presentation.
Yeah, so I read it was
I
for
was
an English
captivated.
class. I read the screw tape letters, and for each letter, I did a tweet. So my presentation was like modern versions of like super, super broken down of each letter. That was fun.
Cool.
I don't know. I guess I forgot about that one.
Is it-
I just focus on the bad stuff and
Well, you had me
you know how I do.
engaged
Okay.
the whole
Good.
time.
Good.
So are you feeling ready to talk about this topic, which is the topic, which is what I'm trying to do? It's kind of topicception.
Sure. Yeah. You know, I guess this is a presentation too.
Yeah,
I feel
a
good about
presentation
this.
about a
I
presentation.
feel good about this.
A presentation
that.
within a presentation.
That's pretty
Wow,
good.
I'm pretty excited. I don't know how I thought of this. This just showed up in my mind. All right, the next thing you want to do, you guys, so you've got them hooked, you've asked them a question, their minds are now on the topic, you've got them engaged, their bodies have moved to participate in the action of the presentation. Everyone's hooked, everyone's excited. Yeah, back there, he's very excited.
Leaned forward, edge of his seat. Whoa.
Next thing you have to do immediately, that might not be true, but the next thing you're going to want to do is tell a story. That's going to get them hooked. And there's actually, to
should be
make this
taking
topic
notes.
somewhat of a real topic, there's actually some science behind this. So if you tell a story, it activates much more of the listener's brain than just giving them the information. Kind of fun. So when you tell a story, when you tell it well, it triggers the release of oxytocin in your brain. Oxytocin is the feel-good chemical, and it enhances your empathy, which literally means if you tell a story well, stuff happens in their brain that makes them want to like what you're saying more.
They want to like
And
you.
we're going to test that soon, and I hope it works.
You're just
so
fully relying on all these psychological claims.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to enhance your empathy. Lastly, the suspense and payoff of a story releases dopamine. We've talked about that a lot on this podcast. And that creates a deeper connection and a deeper engagement to the person that you're speaking to. So literally, with this story I'm about to tell you, I'm going to hack your minds.
Oh, man.
And you will be voting for me
Everybody
tonight.
plug your ears.
Studies show that when people are presented with facts and figures, small areas of the brains are activated, which indicates that the information is being processed. However, I'm going to throw this so I stop playing with it. When you're telling a story, the entire brain is activated. Literally, your entire brain is engaged. So, you guys want to test it out? Because this concept reminds me of a man named Antoine Augustin Parmentier.
I don't think you got any of those names right.
Let's call him Andy. So this is back in the 1700s in France. Andy has dedicated his entire life to researching potatoes, getting people to eat them. So a little bit of backstory. He is an agronomist, which is an expert in the science of crop production, and also a pharmacist. I don't know why I wrote that down. It's not applicable. Now, here's the thing. Andy, our guy Andy, would not have developed a passion for potatoes, but he had this major hurdle in his life that he had to overcome. Andy spent a couple years as a prisoner of war in a Prussian prison during the 7-Year War. So during that time, the only thing they fed him was potatoes. Now, even more backstory to make this story just come to life, you guys. France, as a whole, detested potatoes. They considered it inedible mush. The only reason they ever used it was for hogs' feed. Do with that what you will. But basically, France did not like potatoes. No Frenchmen liked potatoes. So much so that France actually banned potatoes across the entire country for tens and tens of years.
Ages.
Because they thought it contributed to the spreading of leprosy and other horrible diseases. This is all true, you guys. Don't ask Chaz to fact check it. No, it is true. I don't know why I shot myself in the foot right there. I researched this. Anyway,
we're getting a yes. from
Andy
Chaz.
here, Antoine, is in a prison, having grown up knowing that potatoes are horrible and that they're not even food. They're for animals and they carry diseases. All of a sudden, he's in this prison, and the only thing they offer him is potatoes. So he's a skeptic, of course. He holds out for as long as he can. But finally, his life is on the line. His only way to survive, to stay alive, is through the consumption of potato material. So,
Can you imagine?
Andy starts eating potatoes as his only food option. And what he found was fantastic. You guys are not going to see this coming. He learned that potatoes taste good. And as a scientist, he knew that they probably had nutritional value. So he ate potatoes gladly through his entire time as a prisoner of war. When he gets out of prison, he's sent back to France, he goes back to Paris, and he gets to work because there's things his countrymen, his gentlemen folk, his brethren don't know. Wow, live audience makes me weird. So, here's what he does. He goes back home, back to Paris, and he starts studying potatoes, and he researches their nutritional potential. What he finds, he publishes in these papers. His goal is to educate the country to get everyone to eat potatoes, because he's learned a secret that these are good, valuable, healthy, and should be a main staple of the food genre in France. Despite all of this, he also developed recipes, and he begged people to try them. No one would. Despite all of it, he actually got banned from producing potatoes because so many people complained. This is how against potatoes the French were. Now, here's the twist of the story. No one's listening. No one's paying attention. So he gets to thinking, it's time to find a new way to get my information across. Starting to see some parallels to storytelling here, aren't we, you guys? So what he decides to do. Can you just scooch? Sorry. Oh yeah, that's ruined most of our video. No, it's fine.
Sorry, I just noticed that.
I'll look this way.
For people watching on YouTube, hello again.
I'll do a goof.
Yes, love it. While you're doing that, you said food genre, and that made me think that food should be put into different genres like music is. Like you should have rock foods and pop foods. What is it?
To take Darla, Debbie, and my mom, Christy, out to lunch. What
Wow.
an expensive goof that is. Taco Bell, here we come.
Hey, thanks, Joe,
It's
for
just so
mine.
fun.
I enjoyed that handstand.
Yeah, you had a 30-second handstand. Man, just lost so much money. Okay, I gotta find a new situation. We're just gonna put it here.
Scooch this back for
Can you guys still hear me? Okay, so let's get back on track. He needs to find a new way to get the information across. So he comes up with this idea, this ingenious, brilliant idea. He sends a bouquet of potato blossoms to the king and queen of France. And he says, listen, I've tried to talk to you about potatoes. You haven't listened to me, but look how pretty these are.
Is that like, what does a potato
I don't
blossom
know.
look like? Can you, fact checker?
Do you want me
Potato
to
blossom
describe
image?
it?
Describe it. While we do that, the king was slightly impressed with this, and he was intrigued by what Andy had done. So he says, all right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a plot of land outside of my main royal area, and you can grow potatoes there and continue researching. Because remember, he was banned, but he sends a bouquet to the king and queen. The king's impressed. He's like, all right, you know what, fine, you can grow your potatoes. I won't be eating them, but you can keep doing your thing. So he grows these potatoes. They start coming up out of the ground. Things are good. They start in the ground, right?
As far as I know.
They start coming out of the ground.
Out of the vine, they descend.
And everything. They fall from the trees, the potato trees. Everything's looking good. And here's what he does. This is amazing. He personally takes money out of his own bank, and he hires armed guards. And he says, here's your duty. You're going to walk around this potato field with weapons. I want you to have guns. I want you to be in uniform and everything. You're going to walk around as armed guards and protect these potato fields. Now, on the off chance something happens, you're going to have to let people escape. Don't try to stop anyone from doing whatever it is they might be coming here to do. And if anyone offers you a bribe, you're to accept it immediately and do not ask questions.
Good life lesson.
So the
right
armed
there.
guards are like, those are the weirdest instructions I've ever heard. But we're going to walk around the potato field. Come to find out, his little lie, his little trick worked in that when people saw armed guards protecting this thing, this harvest of potatoes, they just assumed it was valuable. So when night came, all of the people, tons of people, snuck in, stole potatoes, took them back, started eating them, just because they saw they were outside the king's court, they saw they were guarded, and so they just assumed they were valuable. And this came in handy a couple years later when there's a horrible famine in France, and the most well-off region of France was northern France, where these people had been stealing potatoes because the potatoes grew more popular and they continued to grow them. So when the famine came, that group of people was protected, all because good old Andy had a little trick up his sleeve. Now, that is a really, really dumb analogy for how important a story is. Because if you're going to spit data at people and information at people, they might not want to take it in. So sometimes you have to plant a potato crop and arm guards in the form of a story.
Wow.
And they're more willing to take it in because it's sneaky. Anyone?
I'm seeing minds being blown just all over the place.
Yep. And I just did the next tip for engaging your audience, which is mirroring. I applauded, and all of you did too. I was really, really hoping that would work out. That's the next tip. They say if you're in a band or if you're some sort of big presenter and need people to be hyped up, best way to do it is to just do it yourself, and people will just follow you.
Wow. Kind of works. I'm excited.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I'm excited for
you.
you.
You gonna vote for me?
Probably.
You heard it here first. Eye contact, very important. If you're too nervous for that, look at 4 heads.
Like, just pick a couple heads and like 4 of them. And
Yeah, pick 4 heads and look at only
I'm gonna
those.
pick these 4.
Real quick, show of hands. I forgot to do what I was going to do to make this actually work. But if I've made eye contact with you tonight, would you just raise your hand? Yes! My goal was to purposefully do that, but I guess it happened on accident. So that worked out. Vocal variety. If I presented this whole topic like this, that's not too fun, is it?
No.
But if I talk like this, that's pretty good. So there's not a lot of content to my topic tonight, so I'm trying to fill in with entertainment value.
There's lots of learning going on, though.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for my topic.
A fun fact, the potato story was actually just going to be my topic. And so I was like, I'm telling it anyway.
This
so
has to
I
be
literally just
shared.
found a way to squeeze it in.
So are French fries actually like? I've heard they're just an American thing, but they were blamed on the French. Not blamed, but they took credit or something.
Those French.
They give us these delicious food, something in the food genre. Yeah.
Yes! Goofbowl.
Venmo Joe King $1.
Okay, the last one is
remember what I
visual
was talking
aids.
about.
I didn't even bring those. But you want to keep it simple, so instead of visual aids, we'll just call it visuals. So that would have been enticing if that's something I had prepared. I didn't, just kind of held them up.
You could throw them out
Andy
to
didn't.
people.
You want a potato.
Here.
You get a potato. Science again, real quick. 10% of people after 3 days, they've done some studies on this. 10% of people remember what they heard in an oral presentation. After 3 days, 35% remember what they learned or saw from a visual presentation, and 65% remember what they heard/saw when you use a combination of both. There's a fun fact for you. Use visual aids. Now, let's end this sucker.
Hands.
We're going to end it with a bang and a call to action, which is the end of my explanation of engaging an audience, but not the end of my topic. This is topicception. It's a little weird. So, instead of ending it here, let's try it in honor of an audience. I'm going to pass these. Actually, let's send a person. Someone can pass these out. Mitch, thanks, guy. This is why everyone has pens, right?
Or there's a few pens back by the door if you need. Or you can share.
Cool.
Or you can prick your finger with blood, and that should work too. Whatever you got to do.
All right, while we're passing... Oh, I totally forgot to tell Chaz about this next part. Chaz,
You
good luck.
ready? I'm ready.
Good. It's going to be good. While you're passing out, what we're going to do is you're going to write a topic idea down. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just write something down.
I don't get these, do I?
No, I'm going to do them.
Yeah.
So you're going to... Oh, yeah, that's good. I should keep these for future topic ideas.
That's what I thought you were
got
gonna
what
do.
you were saying.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, all right. So once you've written down a topic idea, it can be anything, it can be a word, a person, doesn't have to be something crazy. Just write something down. You have, let's say, 10 seconds because we got to keep this thing rolling. And then we're going to send Mitch back around. Thank you, Mitch. He's going to grab them, bring them. Actually, no, let's do it different. Let's everyone crumple it up, and we can have like a snowball fight to the
I
front,
love it.
and I'll just grab one.
We're only going to get the few in the front row.
If you're in the back, maybe step forward and throw it.
If you're in the
or
back, tape it to a brick.
tape it to a brick. Actually,
Okay.
yeah,
these are flying
anything
pretty
that
good,
lands
actually.
in the bowl will be presented on. If nothing happens, we'll just grab
Oh, we
one.
got one.
Okay, my mom does not want to throw. Oh, good throw, Mom. All right, do we have all?
Excellent.
Do we have all entrances? Okay, Josiah, do you want to grab one?
Yeah. I have one. I'm
Oh,
just crunching it.
Oh,
Just
wait, can I
fiddle
have
with it? Yeah.
Okay, I do have one last engagement tip for engaging an audience, keeping them captivated.
Have people throw
and that
stuff.
is you always, actually also, the snowball idea was from an actual speech at some conference. They had a bunch of people write stuff down on probably bigger pieces of paper than this. And then they threw them around and everyone read what people threw. Anyway, last tip for engaging an audience is to keep people on their toes and keep people surprised. So, I'm not doing it. Chaz is going to do it. So Chaz, you open up the topic and just read what it says.
Whoever rolled this up did a really good job.
This is Chaz's role on the podcast, is just surprise
And
things.
then I'll talk you through it.
Okay.
'Kay.
So the topic is cavemen.
Ooh. Who wrote Caveman?
Excellent.
Good one. All right, Chaz. The reason I'm picking Chaz is because he's actually much further along in the communication profession than I am. So he actually knows more than me. But we're going to pretend like he doesn't, and I'm going to talk you through it.
Okay. I don't know anything. Here we go.
Okay, so we're going to do it step by step, just like I talked us through earlier. First thing you're going to do is get their attention, something related to the topic.
Okay.
Go.
See, now you're paying attention to me.
That worked really well.
All right, now, quick, while you're on a roll, get the audience participating. Get them do some
Who thinks
participation.
Riley Connell looks like a caveman? If you don't know who that is.
Okay, now ask a question. Ooh, that backfired. Quick, ask a new question.
Who thinks Joe does not look like a caveman? Thank you. So
Okay.
less people than I would have thought. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry. Some cavemen are more cleaner shaved, I guess. More better clean shaven. Show of hands, out of 10, who thinks Chaz is doing a great job so far?
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you.
Good. Ooh, you got a
No,
9 from
applause.
Alicia.
Did you say
can
Chaz
language
hands?
class.
talk to her about that later.
Chaz hands? There you go.
You've never heard that before, have you?
Never heard Chaz
Yeah.
hands before. Never.
Okay, so you've asked their question.
Yes.
They're clearly hooked. Look at them. Look at the people.
They're so attentive.
Make eye contact.
Yes. I'm looking at 4
Everybody?
heads. Your
Yep,
head, your
yep.
head, your head, and
Pick
your
4.
head.
Okay, now, do you remember the next step?
Tell a story.
Quick.
Hurry.
Story about cavemen. Let's see. The only thing that comes to mind is I once played a game where you had to pretend to be a caveman.
Wow.
And you could only ever use one-syllable words to
Yeah.
describe a topic.
Dynamic
And
voice, Chaz.
if you ever used more than one syllable, you were whacked over the head with an inflatable noodle.
Whoa.
Killing it.
And that was the caveman game, which I don't remember the name of.
Okay, now do the mirror thing. Get him to, remember.
So repeat after me. Oh!
Look at them. They're
Wow.
you're
So
killing it.
engaged.
So
Everybody's
Love
engaged.
it.
Everyone's looking at me.
Okay, now that's your topic. We're skipping actual content in your topic, and we're going to go straight to the end. So leave them with a nice, simple call to action, something that'll inspire, something they'll remember.
Cavemen they've been gone for a while because they've been advanced. Look at yourselves. Look at how far you have come. Don't resort back to being a caveman. Keep going forward.
Wow. That was, wow.
It's invigorating.
I forgot where I was.
I'm
I was
so
just
proud
so
of you.
into it.
Yeah, I was,
Jeez.
wow, was I engaged. Whoever taught you did a good job and deserves votes. Let's wrap this thing up. Let's wrap my actual topic up, not the topic within the topic. This was not just for presenters, public speakers, or podcast hosts. This was for everyone who wants to be able to captivate people and keep them engaged. So if you're in any sort of group, any sort of social situation, you too can use these things. You've now been given the tools to engage a crowd and win the day. So get out there and start turning your ideas, and wow, this is so bad. Why did I write all this down?
Keep going. Keep going.
Now get
I
out
love
there
it.
and start turning your ideas and thoughts into preciously graded potato farms and just watch how people flock to them.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to have people practice. So one by one, everybody's going to come up and practice what they learned.
Everyone get a piece of paper.
Yep. Grab a new piece of paper and practice.
No, that's all I got, Josiah.
Wow.
I went for entertainment over the significant amount of
Good job. I
content
think
value.
you achieved that. I know I was entertained.
Chaz, as the MC, why don't you take back over?
So first off, let's go back to Caleb's topic for some of the fact checks we did
Yes.
throughout. So first, we already did the fact check on Kashmir, the band that Josiah vaguely knew of for some reason. So oxytocin actually does is produced through narrative telling of stories. So congratulations, that was right on the money.
I didn't
Perfectly
realize you were
nailed.
fact checking all of it.
Oh, I got a
Never
list.
had that level of accountability before.
The name of the man that Caleb so lovingly referred to as Andy, his name is pronounced Antoine Augustin Parmentier. So,
Okay.
I would
really-
not have gotten that.
You said it close
Really
enough that he was
close.
able to find who you were
Okay,
talking
good.
about.
Yeah.
Like he was able to Google it. So
Fine.
potato blossoms look just like a regular white or violet flower.
yeah, they're pretty.
So they're very pretty. So it makes sense that a bouquet would actually come from those.
Nice.
And
I
the
was thinking
last
just the
one is
sprouts.
French fries are actually from Belgium.
Okay.
And where
So
are
there you
waffles
go.
from?
That's close.
Yeah, waffle fries. Foodception.
So there's our fact checks.
We're not getting that. He's not looking it up. Sorry.
We are going
I
to
was
move
curious.
into a time of intermission for the live audience here before we move into Josiah's topic. So a couple things for the live audience. If you have not turned in your trivia, please do so now so that we can announce a winner at the end of intermission. We are also going to take a moment as we are intermissioning around here. We are going to be passing what our hosts have lovingly coined the patron plate. So the patron plate is going to be passed around, and on the bottom of the patron plate is a QR code. Now, if you would love to be a patron of the Learn Me Something podcast, take out your phone, and you can help support these two kind gentlemen in their endeavors.
We make it easy.
Now, if you also want to support them, there are a few of us wearing official Learn Me Something merch. So feel free to go order something from their merch store. That will also help support their great podcast.
Where can they find that merch store?
Is it on the QR code?
No, well,
Chaz
okay.
got his
If you're
shirt for
listening to the
free.
recording, we'll link it.
Goofbowl.
Wait.
Goofbowl.
You just asked him a question you didn't know the
Goofbowl.
answer to, though.
Well, that's goofy.
Yeah, it is pretty goofy, I guess.
All right.
There are no rules in this podcast.
I'm sorry.
We do what we want.
Armpit fart into the mic. Whose was it?
That is excellent.
I don't even know if I can do that.
Do it.
It's
You
been
have
a
to at
while.
least try.
I'll give it my best shot.
A little airy.
Silent but deadly.
I've done this since I was like 3 years old.
Chaz, you have to
Okay,
have a good
you gave
air
it a
seal.
try.
Sorry.
That's good.
I don't have musical armpits. I am sorry to disappoint.
Also, Mom, sorry for the extreme language in this episode.
So,
Didn't
other
realize
than
the
that,
F word would be thrown around.
We will pass the patron plate around, but feel free to grab refreshments, some cookies and snacks, and when the hosts are ready, we will move on to Josiah's topic. So,
Yes, excellent. Thank you, MC. You're doing a great job.
Should I stop it? All right, we're good.
we're good?
Okay, we're back.
All right. Well, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your intermission time. Remember, you can always grab more refreshments throughout the show. The hosts are not, they're not going to be worried about that. So, it's,
Yes.
he just
Yes,
does
yes,
a great job.
You were so
Josiah's
engaged.
really going to rock it now with all those tips and tricks. So
Yeah.
we're excited
Maybe.
to see his.
Excited.
But before we begin, we have to announce a winner, right? We have
Yeah.
to.
do.
So our trivia winner is going to be announced. But first, let's get that drum roll. The winner of the first ever Learn Me Something Trivia Challenge is Mitchell Lauenstein. With a whopping score of 5.5.
Guys.
I don't know.
I bet it was the two-parter with the brain.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
there was a
question.
two-parter.
You got
Yeah.
the prefrontal cortex part of it done.
I'd say when in doubt, just say prefrontal cortex. That's a
So, Mitchell,
Yeah.
your prize, you can go up to the host after the show, and they will inform you of how to get your free T-shirt. So, congratulations to Mitch one more time.
Congrats. Thanks for playing.
So, now that we have announced our winner, it's time to get back into it.
It's time to get back into it.
It's time to go.
It's time for some more learning.
Are you excited to be going second?
Yeah, don't look at my thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm excited to be going second. Okay, so I have been doing a lot of research these last 2 years since we've been doing this. So much so that I feel like I know a lot of things.
Good.
And so
That's good.
I feel confident enough that I'm just going to open up the floor for questions. So is there anything that anyone has always just been wondering about that you've never took the time to research?
Does
Raise
this,
your hand. Raise your hand.
does this
yeah.
get to qualify as your topic?
Just yeah.
Okay. I don't know that.
How does pain tolerance work?
How do they measure it? Is it subjective? Can you train it?
I thought about doing that exact topic for tonight because of. You'll find out. Anyway, sorry. That's the end of that
But I'm
sentence.
not even talking about that tonight. So, okay. So how does pain tolerance work? How do they measure it? Can it be trained? I've got just the right answer for you. Once I scroll,
Did you just
I took notes on everything I've ever
Do you
learned.
just research everything?
Yeah. So,
I
okay.
really don't deserve to win.
Takes a whole new meaning to prepared for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So how's it measured? There's a lot of scales that are used. You got the classic 1 through 10. How much does this hurt?
Yep.
And you got the McGill Pain Questionnaire, classic, which is where you rate your pain based on descriptive words. So like cool, cold, hey, hey.
Did you have a plant in the audience? Sorry.
No, I know all things. You got the classic cold presser test, which is where you put your hand in ice water, and then they tell you when to take it out. But there's an important distinction between pain tolerance and pain threshold. Pain threshold is the point at which you first feel pain. So when you stick your hand in the ice, that's when you first feel pain. That's the start of pain threshold. And then the high end of that, like the other end of the pain spectrum, is the pain threshold. So the higher that is, it kind of like everything gets moved up. Not threshold.
Roasted.
I read
Goofbowl.
it. Oh, shoot.
Goofball for cheating.
Pain tolerance. And that's a good
Is
for
that
me again.
3 for you?
Yeah.
Good.
They're flowing.
Oh, also your mom.
Slap Caleb. I'll just go for the hand.
Guys.
I love
Who
these.
wrote that?
And that's 2. Come on. That's 2 for Caleb.
Okay, let's start over. Pain threshold is the beginning. Pain tolerance is the very end.
I didn't even feel that. Didn't reach my threshold.
I'm not quite strong enough. So, I mean, I kind of don't want to say this, but I read it in multiple places. Men tend to have slightly higher pain threshold across the board. Ooh. Ooh. And then pain tolerance, it seems to be pretty similar across. What? What's up? Okay. Doesn't want to be called out. My mom was giving me a look. I knew that would happen. I knew someone would take issue with that.
I'm still so
it's just pure facts.
confused.
Okay.
One person would like to discuss giving birth.
Giving birth?
Would you want to come up? You can use the mic.
Okay. Well, the thing is, it's typically hard to measure how painful it is for a man to give birth because I think
Wait,
everyone
because
knows.
of why?
Oh, because
I'm confused.
typically men can't give birth.
Okay.
So that's why I don't want to step on any toes. I know giving birth probably hurts a little.
Well, I just got every woman's vote.
Anyway, so it's really hard to measure it though, but you can't necessarily measure it by how people react either, because that's called pain expression.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could have somebody
I
who
know stuff too.
who screams and freaks out at the littlest pain, but they could handle it for a long time till it gets worse and worse and worse. And you could also, on the flip side, have somebody who just sits there and is very stoic and is in a lot of pain, but then will pass out very quickly.
How would I would imagine Jason Momoa probably is.
You think he doesn't have a very high pain tolerance?
I think he's very stoic and would just pass out before he showed any emotion.
Oh, okay. Whether he has a...
Aquaman,
Sure.
Mom, that's
Sure.
who that is.
And
to make the 7th Stargate Atlantis reference in a row,
oh,
he's also in that.
yeah, that's how I know him. Whatever his name is in that. So many times,
Ronan,
pain... Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah, thank
Dad's no. Okay, yeah.
you. I'm almost scared to say anything since the goofs are so rampant.
The goofs are flowing. Chaz is here, checking.
Jazz is around.
I'm just present, I guess. That makes
He's just
that
scary.
makes it more goofy somehow. Okay.
So many times pain expression is driven by culture. So one Israeli study found that nearly half the adults in an Australian Aboriginal community experience long-term private spinal pain, but because of their cultural beliefs, they don't make that public. They just like,
Huh. That seems
yeah, I
just
heard.
horrible.
I don't
He
even know
wants
how
to fact check
How
that.
do I even
Check
fact
it.
check that?
Look up spine, keep private pain. Israel.
Look up Israel study,
Israel
Aborigine
study?
pain spine. Those are your good keywords.
Treatment, how to.
So my fiance Abby, I asked her about this because she spent some time in the Togo as a nurse, and she said that people in the Togo don't express pain either.
Huh.
It's very painful for. She said it's painful for them to show pain. I didn't catch that, but they don't show it. So they're very stoic in traumatic situations. She said. So that's something you have to. Yeah. What?
I'm so confused how you have all this information about a live open
I told
question
you,
Q&A.
you would not believe how long this document is. There's so much.
Did you just have her say that to look better?
She
Someone
was
asked me
thinking
how
it.
to engage an audience.
Okay. Okay.
I flustered him.
I feel flustered and I cannot go on. Okay, I'm gonna keep going on though. Another study. Get ready to fact check this.
Oh, I'm
Mike's
ready.
not gonna like it. A professor from the University of Queensland wrote, "In contemporary Anglo-European cultures, we tend to express pain to get it out by sharing it with others. And there's other cultures like Southeast Asia and the Middle East that tend to be very the Middle East. Okay, crap.
Wow, more language.
The Middle East is very
Mom, I'm
expressive
really
as well,
sorry.
along with Greece and Italy, tend to be expressive with their pain. Wear your socks on your hands. Both of them?
Who wrote it? Yeah, Zach.
Ah, there
These
we
are
go.
so creative. For the rest of the episode, please? Good.
What? I have to scroll. This is not
Well,
very
it's all
enjoyable.
about moisture, so just lick the sock, and then you can.
I'm not shaking anybody's hand. Okay.
I can scroll for you. if you
Okay.
need.
Yeah, I can't scroll.
I got you.
Just a little bit.
Just tell me when.
So one study found that I do? No, I don't. Whole free.
That's good. Holes
Check
in the
that out.
stocks. That was a good idea.
Yeah. I should have thought of that.
You should have been ready,
man.
man.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip over that. We got stuff to cover. So while it's difficult to change this physiology behind pain tolerance, you can change it by changing your mindset. You can increase your pain tolerance, typically your mindset, except they do say yoga can increase your pain tolerance, but I feel like that was written by people who do yoga.
Yogastudies.org.
Yeah. Funded by yoga.com. Breathing exercises, meditation, and physical activity, especially aerobic activity, have all been found to help. And in 2014, a study found that people...
Do we reach
so
a limit?
Here's what's
where you just-
happening. Here's what's happening. I think of something, I say it, I go down, I read it, say it again. Do 13 sit-ups. Okay, I'm gonna wait until there's a time that's. I'll just do it. You gotta entertain people though.
All right, well, I'm
hurry.
opening up this new topic idea for entertainment. Barbershop vibes. Someone wrote for a topic idea.
I'm so glad I got
Yeah,
caveman.
I kind of
I
am
would
bummed.
not have done well with that one.
Let's keep these going. We've got a lot of these on the table. How's everyone feeling, by the way? Feeling hot?
We can do some fact checks while we're waiting here.
What's
13.
Josiah, don't interrupt. What's up with bald people?
Yeah, seriously.
Who wrote that one?
It's a great question.
Joe? Joe's trying to hide it, but I'm announcing him. There are many bald people in the room.
Okay, bald people unite. We're gonna have a conversation with Joe at the end of this.
Yeah. Where we can ask, what's up with you?
What's up with you, actually?
All right, continue.
Okay. There's also another study that found that saying "ow" can help as well. If you say "ow, ow, 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 ow," rather than they tested it against just some generic word, like this, or if you say like Caleb or learn me something,
Learn me something.
not as effective. Can you
In the hospital.
Can you scroll down just a little bit for me?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Just
I'm
tell
definitely
me when.
taking. Okay, that's good. I'm definitely gonna take these off. I have to.
The disrespect.
Just trust me.
Oh.
I'm taking charge. Okay. Do I have any more? I hope that answered some of your questions.
Okay. This.
Does anyone else
rigged.
have any more questions? Anything they've just been wondering about?
I bet whoever
yeah.
it is has so.
Do you know anything about Dunning-Kruger effect? Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
I fear you're about to scroll.
Let
What
me-
an absurd way.
Anyway, okay. So I know almost everything there is to know about the Dunning-Kruger effect.
This is ridiculous.
Does anyone know what it is? Okay.
I have heard it before. You told me about it actually last week, and I forgot already.
He wonders about it often, so get ready to
ponders.
learn about it. You won't have to wonder much longer. So there was this guy that tried to rob a bank in the 90s, and he went into the bank just not wearing anything. I mean, he had clothes. He was wearing something.
What a fun theory.
He's wearing something on his face. He had nothing.
Sorry, effect.
He was wearing nothing on his face except for lemon juice, and his theory was,
Can you wear
Fall
lemon
back.
juice?
yeah, you
Let's-
put like this.
He
Or you
Simba'd
brush
Does
it.
that
it
count
on.
as wearing
You could
or
drip
just
it on.
dripping lemon juice on your
So
face?
he
wore it.
Simba'd lemon juice onto his face.
It dries on there, Chaz. I feel like this is getting off the rails.
Rasputin.
Anyway, what are you saying?
I just opened another topic idea.
Oh, that's a good one. Anyway,
Sorry.
so he was obviously found by the police right away because they got him on video, full face, and he's like, "I wore the juice." That was his words, because his thinking was, if lemon juice works as an invisible ink on paper, maybe there's a chance.
Man, what is up with bald people?
Pretty sure this guy had hair, so. So this kind of inspired a Cornell psychology professor and their student, Dunning and Kruger, that's their last names, they took note of it, and they came up with this thing that they call the Dunning-Kruger effect, a very creative naming.
Agreed.
I like to call it the knowledge roller coaster. So their professional definition is a cognitive bias whereby people with limited knowledge or competence in a given intellectual or social domain greatly overestimate their own knowledge or competence in that domain relative to objective criteria or to the performance of their peers or of people in general.
Explain it to me like I'm
Okay,
six.
and I also have Josiah's definition. So a lot of times we think we know more than we actually do. And also, last night at church, Pastor Mac preached on this, 1
Bald.
Corinthians 8:2. I read it and I was like, this is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Those who think they know something do not yet know as they ought to. There you go. So
He's going for the Christian votes.
So some examples of the Dunning-Kruger effect are most people think they're one of the better drivers on the road. There's a study that found 70% of drivers place themselves in the top 50% of all drivers. So most people think they're better drivers than most other people. And when asked to rate friends and family of theirs, they said 29% of their friends and family are excellent drivers. So like, I'm pretty good, but I don't know about everybody else.
Mallory, I think you're excellent.
We're playing the we go one person at
It's
a
a
time.
politics
we
game
target
tonight.
one specific group at a time. Or one poll found that 68% of professors believe themselves to be in the top 25% in their ability to teach, and 90% reported themselves to be above average. 42% of software engineers think they're in the top 5%. Pretty much everything I could find is it covers everything.
Like your
every
topic.
category.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I researched it all, so I know that it covers every category.
I just believe you.
There
at this
were
point.
85% of students rated themselves as being the best at getting along with others.
I am the best.
I'm good. And it happens in politics too. A study was done a few years ago that determined that people who knew less were typically more confident in the way that they were saying things. Very interesting. So typically, if it looks like a graph, it looks like a roller coaster, hence the knowledge roller coaster. It first goes up, you got that first rise, and then a big drop, and then a slow, steady, watch out, increase again.
Visual aids.
So people that know a little bit overestimate what they know, and then the more you learn, the more that you know how much you don't actually know. And then over time, the people that know the most are way at the end of the graph. If that makes any sense. So a lot of times it's not about stupid people are stupid. It's not necessarily about just laughing at people because they're dumb and they think they're not. But because I think we can all agree we've all been in this situation many times.
I think I get along with people better than 85% of everyone else on the
I
planet.
actually thought this would be a really good name for a podcast. Or if we rename this one, it's the Dunning-Kruger Effect Podcast, where we're just sitting at the peak of Mount Dumb. And we're just spouting information that we think we know.
Mountain Dome.
And
That should be on a t-shirt. I would buy that one.
sitting at the top of Mount
Peak of
Dumb. So Dunning and Kruger called this a dual burden, where those most lacking in knowledge and skills are least able to appreciate their lack of knowledge and skills. So it's really about how much you don't know. So they said this about it. People are not only incompetent, their incompetence robs them of the mental ability to realize just how inept they are. So if you don't know much, you gotta stay humble.
I feel
you gotta
great.
keep learning.
We have a knowledge
I'm not directing
podcast.
I'm not directing this at you either. I know I'm looking at you. This is just in general.
Okay. I believe you.
So I'd say the cure to this is when you're on the top of the first roller coaster drop, just make sure you're on the downward trend as far as knowledge. So if you think you know a lot, keep learning until you realize that you don't know a lot, and I think you're cured from the Dunning-Kruger effect if you suffer from it. And this duo won an Ig Nobel Prize in 2000.
Throwback to our last season finale.
Yeah. Did anyone get that question right? How many?
I didn't.
No? Okay. There's 10 There you go. There's 10 prizes awarded every year at the Ig Nobel prizes, and that's just kind of, if you don't know, it's like the Nobel prizes, but they're dumb and funny. They're supposed to make you first laugh and then to make you think. So that's a throwback if you want.
I
to
said
learn more about that.
100. I got that one wrong. I
No,
said they
not
gave out
quite.
100 a year.
Yeah,
There's probably enough to go around.
in every 10
If
years.
we're as dumb as you say we all are.
More people should be getting these awards. Okay, I think we got time for one more. Does anyone else have a question? Anything you've always wondered about?
I'm a little frustrated.
Yeah, in the back.
Is there any historical validity to the story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table?
Oh, King Arthur.
I saw your notes for this question.
Oh, well, I have all the notes. And so let me
Huh.
scroll to this. Thank you for your question. I will do my best to answer it. So King Arthur. I know a lot about King
What are you even going
Arthur.
to call this episode? What are you going to name it? Things I Know?
Probably. That's a good one. I might take that.
Okay.
I mean, I can't. It was going to be vague anyway. Like, anyone could have asked me anything.
I say we answer. I think we've got time for one more after this. You guys be thinking of more questions. We'll have one more question after this one.
Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. I'll rush through this so we can get to the fourth
Good,
one.
good.
Okay. So King Arthur is the legendary figure who was king of the Britons. You might know about his search for the Holy Grail with the Knights of the Round Table. He pulled the sword out of the stone. He was chummy with the wizard Merlin. He was famous for his encounter
Chummy.
with the knights who say knee.
Does your note say the word chummy?
It does.
Do they? Huh. It's just a good word. Good word choice.
So the question is was he a real guy? Was he based on a real person? And the more I research this, the deeper and deeper it goes. There's a deep, dark rabbit hole that you can follow to find the answer to this, full of many opinionated rabbits that have
okay.
theories about in the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
People
You
in the
gotta
rabbit
think
hole.
I know.
about it.
I
You
got
gotta
there.
think about it real hard.
That's a slow burner.
Yeah.
So the theory, people have many theories. There's that Arthur's based on a number of different people that may or may not have even been actual people in that time frame. But recently, most historians say there's not quite enough evidence for that. So here's my proof. So we got 5th century, Gildas wrote about the Anglo-Saxon invasion. And I think he's the only guy to write about that. 2 additional sources give us more details about that based on his writing. So even that is, I don't think that, people say it happened, but it's not super backed up. There's not a ton of sources. Arthur's not mentioned in any of these, but according to legend, he was the king that fought and led them to victory. We skip ahead 200 years to a Welsh poem that names some guy named Arthur and compares him to another famous historical figure. I'm kind of obviously oversimplifying this to keep it interesting. Because from what I found, some people really get into this. But if you're anything like me,
I'm not giving you all the facts because it would be less fun than if I just held stuff back.
you get it.
I'm only entertaining you.
You get it.
It's not about truth here. We're
Okay,
staying at the top
I
of the
mean-
mountain.
I mean, if anyone, I'll back it up. If anyone has a question, I might be able to answer it. I might not be able to. So stop me or ask Chaz. I guess we got the internet over here. So if you have a question, just talk to him later. No, just kidding. Okay. So anyway, 200 years after that, you got the history of the Britons, where Arthur's mentioned as a battle commander, not a king, where he is in Arthurian legend, he's a king. So this document tells of 12 battles that he fought in, but based on where they were and like the time frame that they were fought, it's impossible for one man to have fought in all those battles.
That's suspicious.
Also, there's only one that actually people think happened.
Well, then
Which
I
is
guess he fought in that one, I bet.
It's very possible. That's the one that the one that he fought in the very first document that I talked about. So he couldn't have fought in all those battles unless he has some kind of secret clone or twin, which I think is a very real possibility.
He was chummy with Merlin.
Merlin was known to do some magic.
Chummy, chummy, chummy.
And if you know anything about Merlin, you probably could have done that.
I watched the show
Is there a show?
called Merlin, right? A good flick.
Okay. Yeah.
John
Maybe I'll watch
Noble's
that
not in
first.
it, so you wouldn't have seen it.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to watch the entire thing just so I have a slight bit of more understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, you really missed
Don't want to
it.
get caught at the
pretty
top
big
of the roller
part of-
coaster.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Anyway, now we get to 12th century, which is 600 years after the first mention of anything that has to do with Arthur. And this is kind of where we know him by, written by Geoffrey of Monmouth. He wrote The History of the Kings of Britain. And he wrote it during a time where romance and chivalry were super trendy, and people were super into that. And
Everyone was doing it.
So,
being
so if
trendy.
you're gonna write something, you write something people like. He probably liked it too. That's why he wrote it. But the thing that I like is, or two things. He claims it's based on a lost manuscript. I can't do another one.
Well, your last one punished me.
Rhyme all sentences for the next 5 minutes.
Hey, you're in your topic too. That works great for me.
He claims he wrote it based on a lost manuscript. That was not a good word to rhyme with. But it turns out the knowledge that he's speaking was gypped.
I think I release you from this one.
Okay, I don't think that made any sense at all.
Boring episode.
So nobody saw that manuscript except for him. So he said, "Yeah, it's true. I wrote this history of the Britons where there's a magic sword and a wizard in it." Merlin. So I don't know. Say what you will
Merlin's
about
beard.
a book called The History of the Kings of Britain that has a magic sword and a wizard. Seems a little fishy to me.
Mm-hmm.
So later, the Holy Grail was added with a little more romancy stuff, and I guess there's a love triangle in there.
Well,
into that.
they were being trendy.
So that was added by a French poet a couple hundred years later. But the History of the Kings of Britain was the first full account of who Arthur was, and so that's pretty much the main sources that people cite. There's a couple other guys that people think. I'm not doing that one. There's a couple more people that other people think might be a basis for Arthur. So one guy, Riothamus, is a 5th century guy. He was a king of the Britons. What?
Sorry, it just sounded. I think you said a name, but it sounded like you went, one guy, real famous.
One guy, real famous back in his day.
This was a real famous guy.
And
He
so,
said.
so people knew him. And, okay, let's change it to Riothamus. That sounds more chivalrous.
Riothamus. Yep.
So there's 3 things that this guy did that were similar to the stories of Arthur. He fought against the Saxons to defeat Britain. He fought in Gaul, which is modern-day France, and he was betrayed by a confidant that had some relation to him, which is not very specific. Like, I feel like that could happen to a lot of people. Somebody betrayed me. Like, okay.
And I knew them.
And he was a man also. He held a sword at one point in his life.
Yeah.
Many similarities,
Irrefutable
if you think about
evidence.
it. So historians are kind of like, yeah, maybe. It seems like a lot of the internet people have their own theories. The opinionated rabbits that I mentioned before. So if you were to ask me, I'd say maybe he could have possibly been somebody, like based on somebody who may have existed at some point in history, or maybe not.
Very definitive. You took a strong stance there.
I'm going to say most historians say no. You can find people who say yes, he is based on a guy. So,
Ask me.
what?
Ask if he's real.
Do you think that King Arthur is based
Nope.
on a real person?
I think he's fake.
Why?
I just took a stance.
Feel it. And yeah, that's about it. Another theory why something like this would evolve, like a legend or some kind of story like this, was because life was super hard at this point in history, in medieval times, and this one professor said no one was good at keeping records because they were trying to stay alive.
Oh, that's really sad.
Which makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to stay alive, who's going to write down sources?
Hierarchy of needs.
Exactly.
No one's seeking fulfillment. Would
Yeah.
that be in the fulfillment section? Wouldn't be in the food and water section. And I don't remember the other three. Safety.
Okay.
We can move on.
Okay. I think that's about it. Do you have any questions?
I
Answered
don't-
it so thoroughly.
You did a good job
Yeah, thank you.
on these three completely random topics.
Is there
you
another
know
question?
about.
Does anyone have another question?
Is there
Do you have another
maybe?
question? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And it, maybe it has to do with like food or
Wait,
like
let's get. She's already asked
mushrooms.
one. Let's get a different person.
How did they
yeah.
figure out which mushrooms were poisonous or not? Did they just eat some and die and then not, or what happened?
Did you have a fourth topic for when I was like, we've got time for one more after this? You were gonna just-
Basically,
You're really playing for all
basically, yes.
contingencies.
they, as far as I could find out, yes. A lot of times plants aren't going to kill you immediately if you take a bite, but they might make you sick, so you just stay away from that plant. But there are a lot of plants that can hurt you if you eat them, I found out.
Lauren, I know something about mushrooms that I saw on Instagram today. There's one that has teeth on the bottom and red bumps on it that makes it look like it's bleeding. Saw a post. It's not poisonous, but it does look like it's from Stranger Things. So we know stuff. We both know stuff.
We both know stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, people thought tomatoes were poisonous actually at one point. It's a New World food, so kind of when we came over here and they got shipped back to Europe, people kind of ate them but were a little cautious. It was more like a garden weed, and it kind of like potatoes in France.
Yeah.
So they're not poisonous. But they are in the same family as the nightshade and the potato. That was a quick whip at you. I almost threw that in. But
I will say he does not have notes open right now, so he is just he's just going for this one. He just
they're down here.
Ah.
I told you I have every note of
Sorry,
everything.
I forgot, I guess.
Some people think they could have just watched what animals ate and copied. Some people think that's a stupid idea. So don't ask me about that one. Yeah, but it's not like everybody's trying every food. Like you have your own area that you try if somebody dies. Okay, well, stay away from that one. And then if you have a neighboring community and a guy comes over, he's going to be like, okay, don't eat these ones. And you're like, okay, if we encounter those, we won't eat those. So that's about it's about what I could find.
Thanks for asking that. It was just, I'm sure that was a pressing question on your mind. And just such an assortment of questions that you have. It was very just interesting.
Oh, also, fun fact, kidney beans are poisonous if they're uncooked. Found that out.
And coffee comes from fruit. And
Okay, we got time for one more. Yeah,
Is there any evidence to actually prove the theory of Bigfoot?
I have no idea.
oh! I was
don't know
actually
about that
kind of
one.
excited
No,
for you
I
to know
didn't-
the answer to
No,
that.
I didn't have anything else. Sorry. So, okay, I hope your questions were answered. If at any point in time, you could just let me know. I know things. If you have other questions, anyone else, let me know. So, hey, what's up? Oh yeah, I know a lot about that. It takes a chunk of time. So, yeah.
Toilet evolution.
We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. Okay, that's my topics. Those
They
are my
used
topics.
to just like throw stuff out on the streets, right? Like just out the window. Oh, yeah. Don't ask
Sorry,
me.
I've done a lot of research.
I don't. It's okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, that's all I got. Do you want to introduce how we're going to do this whole...
Oh, it's
Well,
voting
time.
thing?
Let's do some fact checking here because there's a whole
Bring
lot
it, bring
just thrown at me.
I'm so ready.
We didn't give
a lot
him-
of a lot of it has to deal with the pain tolerance one because
Yeah.
you mentioned like 18 studies and I don't even know what half of them were about, but we're going to give it our best shot here. It says that first off, men have a higher pain threshold than women. So, as much as you might dislike Josiah's comment, it seems that is a true statement. So, I'm sorry about that one.
Remember when he
ladies.
said that thing about childbirth? That was bad. That was bad. Yeah.
There actually is a study that found that Aboriginal
Check this out.
Australians do suffer from long-term private spinal pain, but because of cultural beliefs, they don't tell people about it. That's a real thing.
Wow.
So-
I use papers. Yeah. It seems
No.
it's if you say a paper says this, people are like, okay.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, someone wrote that down?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Yoga practice improves pain tolerance. It says typical North Americans. Not sure what that counts as.
Not me. I'm an above average North
If
American.
you're a typical,
What's the URL
Top
on
5%.
that? Yoga.
pubmed.ncbi.m.
.m.
I believe.
It sounds scientific, so believe me, it's real.
Yeah,
The
I'm
M is
there.
for medical. Probably.
Saying "ow" does help us tolerate pain more because from birth we were conditioned to instinctively yelp whenever we are hurt. Just like that. I don't know if I missed this one, but it says the Dunning-Kruger effect is called Mount Stupid. I don't know if that's Mount Dumb or Mount Stupid, but I'm finding Mount Stupid.
Different peaks, same elevation.
I am okay with being fact checked on that one. If it's called Mount Stupid, sure.
I found a lot of Mount Stupid. I didn't find a lot of Mount
Okay.
Dumb.
My bad.
So,
I mean,
King Arthur story, I have absolutely no one says it's true at all. So,
Okay.
yeah, only really crazy people say it's
Okay.
true. So,
rabbit people.
Rabbit
What was it?
Did you find the rabbit people?
I didn't find any rabbit.
Okay.
And the last one is a fact check on Caleb.
Oh.
It's called the bleeding tooth fungus or the Hydnellum peccae
It's
mushroom.
creepy
The
looking,
bleeding
isn't it?
tooth fungus does
It
not sound like a
oozes
nice
red
name.
juice out of its mushroom skin. So congratulations, you found a post on Instagram about the bleeding tooth fungus.
I know stuff about mushrooms.
Your
got your mushrooms.
your algorithm knows you very well, I think.
Oh, our video is over.
Okay. Say
The
goodbye,
GoPro
everybody.
just turned off.
That's good. We're close to the end.
You guys can head out. Just kidding.
Yeah,
just kidding.
we don't need you anymore. Can you introduce how we're going to do voting?
So this is, as you guys may have recalled, we are doing a live audience vote for this podcast.
episode. In the past, if you have not listened, people have 1 week to vote, and then the person has the following week to do the punishment. Tonight, we are voting live. You just finished voting, and we are doing the punishment live as well. So everything is going to happen right now in front of you.
So
And I'm a little stressed about
hopefully
it.
it shouldn't take too long, but everything we need is in this bag. Should be in this bag. So if you have any ideas as I take things out, I'm taking out rubbing alcohol,
Can I stop the Jeopardy?
a needle,
I'm stopping it.
some rubber gloves, and most importantly, some super cute earrings.
Losers getting their ear pierced tonight
Okay, so we got a couple
by
options.
someone who knows how to do it, hopefully.
We got a couple options. What are you thinking? What are you thinking you'll want to, what do you want?
Well, we've got some nice studded earrings.
Yeah.
I would say diamonds, but they were $7 from Target. Looks like we've got a nice little loop-de-loop.
Yeah, they're
Some feathery looking
nice.
designs.
I think this one would look really
I've
good.
got
on-
one vote for stud. I've got most of the females in the room asking for stud. I'm thinking whatever this one is. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I think we just do a septum piercing.
One stud, just kind of hiding back
I
there.
think we just take the needle, stick it through the septum, and leave it there.
It's going to be a standard, let me give a disclaimer. It's going to be a standard lobed piercing, and it will come out after 1 week. We've done our research enough to know that this is something that will heal. It will close back up. At least one of the places I Googled said so. So we're going to take a leap and see what happens. Yeah, it was written down on bogm.m.
Yeah,
Same site with
if
the
you
yoga
check
stuff.
that out, it's there.
Chaz,
Do we have a consensus yet? I'm a little nervous. We have an answer. Okay. I feel like we should hold hands. We're going through this together.
I am a little nervous, actually. This is why I was going to do my topic on pain tolerance. That's probably it's good I didn't.
Okay.
There we go.
That's
We
it.
learned
That's the
some
one.
stuff.
Ow, 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 ow.
I'm nervous for you right now. Okay, there are 22.
He's looking at you.
22 votes out there. All right, 22 votes. The person who's getting their ear pierced and has lost this episode with only 9 of the 22 votes. Drum roll, please.
It was close. Wow.
That's pretty good.
So you're saying the loser?
The loser,
Okay.
who's about to get their ear pierced,
I don't want a 2017 Oscar situation.
is Caleb.
No!
Josiah has won with 13 votes.
Thank you.
Whew.
Okay. How do we want to do this? Do you want me to do it,
Quickly.
or would you like somebody
I
else?
want Katie Bassnett to do it. I trust her more than anyone else in this room.
Are you?
Except for Mallory. And a selection of other people.
Are you okay with doing this? Okay.
I asked
She's
her earlier
way too
this week.
excited.
Oh, she's excited.
She's so excited right
So
now.
there's
Okay.
a couple methods. We went with
Let's
the
make
hollow
some room on the
needle
other side.
route.
You scoot this way.
Hollow needle.
Here, pick an ear and start icing.
Oh, wait, Mel, you said I had to do a specific ear for certain purposes, right? There's some stigmas about certain ears. Which is the correct ear to pierce? Left ear pierce? Right ear pierce?
Do I need to fact check this?
Miss Debbie!
Let me fact check this. Hold on.
Wait.
We have 2 earrings. Just one.
Yes, please. Wow, this is so bad. This is not.
Guys,
When we
I
started
feel
this
very
podcast,
happy.
this is not. This specific situation is not where I thought we'd end up. All right. So did we? 1 week.
Oh, 1 week is our time frame.
And I've heard 6 weeks is how long you need to keep it in for it to not immediately close up. I'm getting some nods from people who know stuff. It's gorgeous. I don't know, it's just your standard gold
People
stud.
are gonna know he cares about fashion after this.
What did we land on? I need a confirmation.
Here's this.
Left
I'll get
ear.
the back.
So I need the needle first.
Okay.
This is what you're using?
I'm getting both left and right, so at this point I don't think it matters.
I want it to hurt.
So
I need to ice both sides. We're doing left ear. Left means taken in Hawaiian. Ow, 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 ow.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Piercing on the right ear indicated that a man should be spared from dangerous labor when possible.
Well, I don't know. That sounds good. That sounds kind of nice. Wait, is there like a cloth that I
There's
can,
a
so this
couple
doesn't run down my...
sizes.
I would just play it safe, Caleb.
No, like the water from this ice is running down my face.
Caleb, just play it safe. Don't go out in public for the next week. Just stay secluded for a week and
I'm
you'll
gonna
be
test
fine.
out this. Mount Stupid is right. Well, if we have a bunch of people here, we got to do something big.
He's got to
Okay,
be a big.
let me explain our thinking. So
Yeah.
we break down our punishments into three
So
categories.
Unhappy
I'm very happy.
about the result of this.
It was very close.
Yeah, I told myself earlier today, I was like, little girls go into the mall and do this.
This
So
is
I
a
can
great
do it
time
too.
to mention you can post this on social media at Learn Podcast with the hashtag LMS Live.
No. How long should
Yeah.
How long should
Please
this
do
happen?
videos. They're also encouraged.
Oh, you think we're good to go?
Yeah.
Just get it over with?
It's all about perception.
You know how to do this.
Yes.
You know how this happens. You know how to do it.
Remember to Yelp.
Oh my
Yelping
gosh.
helps. Do some yoga breathing.
I'm not
You're doing
excited.
a great job.
Should I start saying ow now? I don't.
Caleb, you're
Just
becoming
keep
a man.
yelping.
This is a Sharpie.
Ow, 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 ow! I need more ink, more ice.
More ink.
If we have 50 needles, if someone else wants to get this done too, in solidarity.
Just line them up. Katie's here all night.
I don't know where I want it. I don't have a preference.
Hold this for me in their hand. I just need it not on. Doesn't need to be in.
This is so exciting. I am just so ready for this.
This is our last season. It's been really good, you guys. Never again.
Are you ready?
No.
You're not ready?
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
He's really focused.
Should I get something to put here?
He's doing a great job. Just clench as hard as possible.
Okay, so
I feel like I should be spared from pain.
Strong boy.
I'm gonna start saying ow now. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, you did it!
Am I through?
You're through!
Yeah! Woo!
That looks so good. Wait, scale from 1 to 10.
That was like a 2.
That's because you said ow.
What's more annoying is all of the water running down my shirt. Because no one got me what I asked for.
That looks super cute.
I'm so happy we became friends.
Mallory, give me a thumbs up if you approve or disapprove of this. Sideways thumbs? Okay, we'll take that. That's good. Can work with that.
Stop pulling on it.
back on it.
Well, that hurt worse than the needle. I'm not Jackson, Katie.
You're fine.
Is this all a big trick and you haven't done the needle yet?
That's the secret.
All right, we're done. That would be the dumbest prank ever.
I'm here for it. I'm always here for it.
It came out of my ear.
Got to do it again. Grab the needle again.
Just to find a new spot.
Yeah, try again.
Is it a nice dangly one, or is it just like a nice little?
Control over my ear.
Okay, yeah.
We're in.
How would I know?
Yeah, I wish Hoop would be so fun.
Did I?
Don't move.
Oh my God!
Don't show him that.
Katie!
Don't
What did you do to me?
don't show that.
Made a pierce her ear.
Little girls do that?
Don't show the The very, very red napkin. Don't show him that.
I think you did a great job.
No.
So this is the
Am I
first
clean of
official
blood?
bleeding punishment on Learn Me Something. Wow. Not the last.
That looks pretty active to me, Catherine.
Hey, everybody give Katie a hand.
Yeah, awesome.
I texted her earlier this week and said, "Have you ever pierced ears?" And she said, "No, but I'll only do it if you get the gun." And I said, "Okay, we ordered hollow piercing needles."
Hold it.
That's it.
Wow. Well done. Oh, yes.
Well done.
Look at it.
Yeah, you got to
Okay.
give herself a look. Oh, Dad just gave a face palm.
1 week and it's out. I gave my grandma and my great aunt warning earlier today. I said, "There's a chance I'll be doing something tonight and you won't like it. But it will heal." And it's not a stylistic choice that I made for myself.
All right, Caleb. Sunday, April 3rd at 9:06 p.m. You can take that out.
Okay.
That's your official 1 week.
Good. My clients will love this, I bet. Be a fun conversation topic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just get a big beanie. Good to go.
A really big beat.
Or earmuffs.
You want to end this? Wait, this is the end of our second season. We should make it more special
Oh.
than just. Should we end it?
I think so. What should we do?
Well, a little someone is here.
Just getting a cookie, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
So-
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Oh. Hey, Larry, when you have a minute, can you come back? Guys, thank you for an awesome second season. I think this was a really fun finale. Do you want us to do more live episodes like this in the future? Okay. So, less piercings. Well, the next one's belly button, so it's less visible.
Okay. Larry, can you go ahead and play us out? Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.